Now, the star-studded lineup in Cannes just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Today, Woody Allen's Irrational Man, starring Emma Stone and Joaquin Phoenix, is premiering. There's also a Greek film that's got people talking. France 24's arts editor Eve Jackson is there and joins me. Hello to you, Eve. Tell us more.
Well, Chris, we've all had moments of worry about being single, finding love and settling down. Well, imagine you had a deadline to find your mate, and if you didn't meet that deadline, you were turned into an animal. Sound weird? Well, it is. It's the premise of the Greek film called The Lobster that stars Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz. Take a look.
We've developed a code so that we can communicate with each other, even in front of the others, without them knowing what we are saying. When we turn our heads to the left, it means, I love you more than anything in the world. And when we turn our heads to the right, it means, watch out, we're in danger. We had to be very careful in the beginning not to mix up, I love you more than anything in the world with, watch out, we're in danger.
Lobster is the first English-language film from the Greek director Yorgos Lanthimos. He's considered one of Greece's finest young talents at the moment. He has a distinctly weird voice, as I'm sure you'll agree, and his actors discovered as well.
I felt much more like a tragically single man's bod than a dad bod. I think it's a film, more than any film I've done, that's open to interpretation. I don't think that Themis or Yorgos are particularly trying to hammer any point home to the audience.
And I like to explore different universes. And I like what the film has to say about human relationships and how absurd they sometimes are.
Well, The Lobster also stars Ben Whishaw and Ariane Labad, and I'll be chatting to them a little later on.
Nathalie Portman there with her first film as a director.
That's right, it's called A Tale of Love and Darkness. It's based on the autobiographical novel by the Israeli author Amos Oz. Nathalie Portman wrote and directed it. She also stars in it. It's all in Hebrew, despite the fact that she was advised against that choice. It really marks a bold turn in Portman's career. You might remember back in 2011, she won Best Actress Oscar for her role in Black Swan. Today, it's also been announced that she'll star as Jackie Kennedy in a new film. But this is from her own film as a director, her very first. It's called A Tale of Love and Darkness.
הם שמעו אישה טובעת קוראת לעזרה. בלי להגיד מילה, קפץ הצעיר שבהם למים. ונשא את האישה על גבו והניח אותה על הארץ.
Now, the film focuses on Amos Oz's troubled relationship with his mother and his outspokenness about the two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is also very present in the film.
A strong selection of female directors this year.
Well, Cannes is often criticised for its lack of female directors. Not this year. The festival, of course, opened with a film from a woman called Emmanuelle Bercot. And there's also a new programme that has been announced. It's called Women in Motion, and it puts female talent in the spotlight, as Catherine Nicholson has been finding out.
Everywhere you look here at Cannes, there are women, except perhaps where it really counts. Just 2 of the films in this year's official competition were directed by women. This year, the festival is starting a new initiative called Women in Motion to help push for better representation. Let's go and meet one of the people doing some of the pushing, this lady's daughter. Isabella Rossellini is taking time out from being head of the Un Certain Regard jury to lead the charge. She's the first star speaker at a series of events sponsored by Kering, gathering high-profile movie professionals to tackle the topics that matter most to them.
The hardest for me was to integrate my children with my professional life.
And how did you do that?
Well, you know, I tried to have them come with me on the set. But, for example, school meetings are at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, no working mothers, all of you, cannot go to school meetings, you know.
So how about some solutions? Amélie producer Claudio Sarr says it's about recognising equality of talent.
Forcing equal opportunities won't work. You don't take someone on because they're a woman. You take them because they are talented and you trust them.
Well, we've heard a lot of good ideas and optimism, but can it transfer to the real world of movie making? Let's go meet someone with plenty of experience. Down at the UK pavilion, we met Catherine Veturi, a producer who's sometimes bemused by a reluctance to put women on screen.
Oftentimes when you bring a film to financiers, you'll say, I've got this woman and that woman in a film. They'll go, but who are the men? Who are the men? And you say, but this woman is fantastic. And, you know, look at her track record and look at how exciting she is. I think in television, they've opened up so much more to give women fantastic roles, but in film, it's still a challenge.
As of next year, the festival will start handing out special prizes just for women. It's not a sea change just yet, but perhaps the winds are starting to blow in a new direction.
It's certainly very windy here at the Cannes Film Festival anyway. I'm going to leave you with that, Chris. I'll be back a little later on where I'll be speaking to the actor of the TV series The Mentalist, Simon Baker, who's just a tiny, teeny-weeny bit handsome, is all I can say to you. See you then.
Enjoy the films, Eve, and the wind and the sunshine as well.